Hi everyone, today is week 1, day 6 of our foundations course, and we talk about contextualization. About 2 years ago I was in a major family crisis, and I had different kinds of responses. There were, and this is personal estimates, there were about 30% responses who asked about the why did that happen? Why? About 60% of the responses were, what happened? Tell me exactly what happened. And there were only 10% of the responses, how are you doing with that? Harry, how are you doing? It was interesting to me that people come with questions like why and what, and I was in a situation of explaining, and the caring question, Harry, how are you doing? There were not many there. And people try to understand, and then they come with their own ideas, with their own frameworks, with their own thoughts, and they respond, oh, you should do this, you should do that. How about this? How about that? And then you end up as a person in crisis, and you say, I actually need somebody to ask me how I'm doing. And in missions and in member care, it's similar that many of the former colonialized nations, they want to be heard and understood first. Let us do things our own way, first of all. And we come as member care providers from Europe and North America. We have the frameworks, we have the ideas, we have the wording. And so you got to translate this into your own context and do it as we tell you to do. And that's the same colonialism, just in a different couleur, in a different way. And that's not good. We have to allow people to contextualize content to their own context. So we, as missionaries, we have intercultural experts, we as member care people, we have to be guests in other people's worlds. We have to be learners in other people's worlds. And as one of my mentors, Dr. John Wallow, says, we have to connect, understand before we respond and evaluate. C-U-R-E, that's the acronym CURE. CURE, C-U-R-E, connect, understand before responding and evaluating and engaging help. So be a guest, be a learner, connect and understand before responding. I'll give you a couple of examples about contextualization that relates to member care. One example is names. We use the word member care, and but in other languages it doesn't translate that well. So we have to allow in member care that other nations in other languages, they use different words. And that has to be okay. That has to be supported and even fostered and encouraged. Number 2, conflict. The other day I was in Kenya, Nairobi, and one of the African ladies was sharing about an African concept of conflict mediation. Oh, I was very excited, like, oh, tell me more. Tell me more about an African way of doing conflict mediation. That is fascinating. Not my way, but a contextualized way that goes beyond our current thinking. Family, the role of family in different nations, in different cultures, and in member care is very diverse. Asian missionaries, they need to do fundraising for their own daily support, but also for their parents and maybe even for their grandparents. That is part of an Asian way of supporting the parents. There is no social security system, and I presume that's similar in Africa and Latin America. I don't even know the names of my cousin's kids. Latin Americans, they know the names of their cousins' kids. I don't. So the extended family plays a much deeper, much more important role in the Latin American world than in a European, or at least in a German world. And the last one I want to share, the last example, is eating. I mean, there are tons of scriptures about meals. Jesus at the beach doing barbecue for the disciples after they came off the boat. Meals. The Last Supper, meals, member care around meals, not the one-on-one in a closed room with a glass window so that no abuse happens. I mean, that's clinical psychology and counseling, a model that comes from Europe and from the North American continent. But we have to think beyond that, and having meals, taking walks, the role of meals and member care. There should be books written about meals and member care. So I want to encourage you to think outside the box and to allow contextualization to happen and to invite other ways of thinking beyond your own frameworks and models. Encourage and invite other forms of thinking beyond your own context, frameworks, and way of doing this. And that will enrich our way of doing member care, makes it really colorful and enrich it. And that's the beauty of our community, of our very international community. We can all learn and we can all discover new ways of doing things. I'm very excited about this topic, and I have a cultural anthropology background, and I'm always interested in how different cultures approach things. And it's very important that I don't come as a white male with my ideas and oppose them, but I invite knowledge, I invite ways of doing this from other nations, from other cultures, and that is so rich. Thank you. You see my passion. This is really great to work in an international and intercultural community. Tomorrow we will end the first week, and I look forward to seeing you. Bye-bye.